Hello. Let me see. Hold on. Hello. Thanks for joining. Actually, I'm streaming also in YouTube. So I tried streaming both. So I'm just waiting for some of my YouTube followers to come in. Thanks for joining me. Hold on. I'm just fixing my microphone in my YouTube. I don't know how to work on this. I'm also actually streaming in my YouTube channel. So thanks for joining those watching on TikTok right now. So actually, I'll be doing a overpainting stage right now. Just finished the underpainting, and yeah. So I'm just preparing all my paints and my brushes. Okay, and I'm waiting for my YouTube account streaming to come in. Oh no, it's a painting of a master copy by William Bouguereau. So hold on, that's the reference picture. So yeah. So TikTok, thank you so much. Thanks, Kim. Yeah, I'm streaming both in my YouTube account and TikTok. First time I tried it. So, anyways, I'll be doing a demo. And right now, thanks for following. Okay. Right now, I just finished my underpainting, which I did the other day. So I'll be doing an overpainting stage right now. Oh yes, Filipino Kim. Filipino by blood. Born in Manila. But I'm currently in Hollywood right now. So anyway, I'll start painting in 5 to 10 minutes because I'm waiting for some of my students to log in on my YouTube account. So let's just make some story right now. So anyway, I just finished my underpainting. It's mostly umber and red ochre mixed together and some black. I to put uh, to work on the hair. I mix the red ochre and raw umber and black. And the background is mostly raw umber. And if you're going to look through on my previous videos in my TikTok, you will find out I did a charcoal underpainting. First time I tried doing a charcoal underpainting, it's almost like 50% done in charcoal. The underpainting, I just made some experiment what will happen, but it helps a lot in the modeling. Okay, especially when I started doing the underpainting, it helps a lot. You already have the values there, most of it, and the shape. So right now, what I'll be doing just overpainting. I'll be adding some light color, some middle colors, and some part of the shadows. And but thinly, I don't do a very impasto painting. I do by layers. Normally, like 4 layers or more. Okay, so thank you so much. Thanks for the likes. Okay, I'll just wait for some people to come in my YouTube account. So the other day I did a demo in my YouTube how I started the painting, and I'm painting it on a watercolor paper which I gesso. I put a gesso, 1 layer of gesso, and then I also did a oil primer on top. So basically, it's like a double ground, gesso and an oil prime, which I made myself. Okay, yeah. The oil primer is basically is a chalk and a linseed oil and some raw umber, I think, and I added some yellow ochre and some black to make this grayish, warm grayish tone of the paper. So if you can see, it's really white on this side. That's the actual color of the paper. So based on the value, the paper value is around value 7. Okay, value 7. That's the tone of my paper. Okay, if white is 10, okay, black is 1. So my tone normally, especially if I'm doing European or Caucasian skin tone, I target my tone to be value 7. For Filipino, like me, darker color, I can target value 5 or value 6. So that's how I work. Okay, so I'll start in a while. I'm just waiting for some people to come in my YouTube stream. Okay, so basically this is just the underpainting, no? Every time I don't put too much details, no, just a disclaimer. Even when I work with my pastels and my graphite and my charcoal, I don't really, it's not my style to immediately put all the details and the color nuances in one go. So it's like my painting style is like sculpture. Um, I'll chip up some areas so I can build it, model it, and then on the last layer, then I'll put all the nuances and the details. Okay, that's how I work. So basically, if you can see closely, it's all soft edges and there's not much detail here. Okay, so what I'll be doing today for the overpainting is to mark the light tones where the light is coming from this side, and also there's a light coming from his hair back. So this area will be lighter. That's why this will be lighter, and as you can see, there's a shadow dropping here, and that will be lighter, that part, and this part is also lighter because there's a light coming from this side. Okay, and there's a lot of reflection lights inside her face, but that will be done on the succeeding layer. The goal today is to make a quick demo on how I approach things, like especially for overpainting, and a lot of my followers are requesting to see. So mostly what I shared are time lapse, so they haven't seen how I really work. So right now you will witness how slow I'm painting. Okay, so yeah, let's wait for 2 more minutes, then I'll start the painting. I'm still waiting for people to come in YouTube. Okay, so yeah. So if you have some technical question, you can ask me. As long as I know it, and I'll answer. Okay, but I'm sharing my own style. Okay, maybe it's, for some of you, it's not your own style, but this is how I work, and my process, my painting style is actually called traditional classical realism. It's not photographic, it's not hyperrealism, or it's not even impressionist. So maybe in between realism and impressionism. So that's my style. Okay. I don't do. I don't also. I'm not a colorist, so I don't color match. No, especially if I'm copying on pictures, because, as you know, I'm also a photographer. Most of the picture you can check online even when you took it, unless you have a good camera, you have good lens, and you have good lighting, and you do a post processing update has been shot, then I can say, oh, okay, this is the closest color. But knowing the camera won't capture the actual color. So if I like what I'm copying right now, I took it from the internet. So seeing the Bouguereau, the original painting, is really very far. So I don't do color matching. I'm not good on that. I'm more on what they call a tonalist, value painter. Okay, that's my style. Okay, so not like some people. They're really very fussy about color, but not me. A lot of artists like me are more on value and tones than color, because that's important. Even though you're good in color, if your proportion, if your edges, your values are incorrect, then it doesn't look good. That's my own opinions. Not unless it's abstract or maybe impressionist. But if you're onto realism, like me, whether it's photographic realism or classical realism, so it's very important that you understand drawing, you understand edges, soft edges, sharp edges. You know where to accent those and the correct value. So every time I say value is this one. This is called value from dark to light. Okay, you should understand this based on the picture you see. So the wrong placement of this value on the page will distort everything. That's why even though you do a black and white drawing or painting or just brown and white, as long as the values and the drawings are correct, and then it looks good. It's not really about color. Color will come later. Okay? So anyways, I start painting right now. So yeah, the other day I start doing the umber. I call umber under painting, but basically it's red ochre, because it's a mixture of no, I'm sorry, it is I, orange ochre or earth orange, because it's a mixture of red ochre and amber. Okay, how come a red ochre and amber become an orange? A raw amber. So it's a red ochre and raw amber. Okay, how come a red ochre or red earth and a raw amber become orange? Because yellow ochre, raw amber is actually a yellow ochre hue. Okay, so if you have a raw amber paint beside you, let me pull out one. Okay, so this is a raw amber. This raw amber is actually same hue as a yellow ochre. No? They are the same hue. Yellow ochre, earth yellow, and Italian brown ochre. All of these are all on the same hue. Plus and minus. Some of them are more yellower. Some of them are more warmer. So that's why if I'll on my first layer, I added raw amber and a red ochre. Okay, so red ochre plus raw amber, which is yellow, you produce an orange. So that's the color of the skin right now. Okay, so that's actually an orange. So when I work like for this overpainting, I'm going to show my palette. Okay, I start with a gray value. I always have the gray, which is around value 7. Okay, I just guesstimate. I explain why I have the gray. This is my warm white. So it's actually white with yellow ochre and a touch of orange. That will be my orange ochre, which is red ochre and raw amber. You can use burnt sienna and raw amber. And this one is a mixture of these two, a middle. That will be my bind black. Okay, so that's the color I'm using. Now the gray helps to bring down the chroma. Okay, the saturation of the skin tone, because every time I work, my first layer should be lower in chroma, lower in saturation, especially this picture. It looks like it was taken indoor or under the tree. So not unless it is outside the sunlight, then you can bring up the chroma. I might normally the higher chroma paint, I'll use it on the last layers. So any nuances on color, chroma, or which is redder, greener, more purple, is I'll put that on the last part. Okay. So right now I just use this. It's basically a orange and black. Okay. So this will be my shadow now. Darker shadow I just mix with black. So lighter I just mix this warm white. Okay. So it's very simple, no? Very simple. I'm not some painter. That's their style to immediately put everything in one go. For me, I build it up. The color is building up, and you can see some my paintings, no? You will notice that's how I my style of painting are. Okay, it's like sculpture. I don't really just put everything in one go. Okay, so that's why I work in layers. I'm not like an alla prima painter. They paint in just one session. Not me. So I'm more on what they call direct and indirect art painter. Okay, and just to share some of my painting here, which already if you're my follower, you've seen most of them. Okay, so just to give you idea. Okay, so this is some of the finished product of what my painting are, and this done in layers, no? Most probably this has 4 layers. Okay, so that's the finished product. Again, I started with a low chroma orange ochre. I can call that orange. Everything is done in orange. Okay, orange ochre, low chroma orange ochre, and then on the second layer, again on the third layer, normally where I put the redder part, the higher saturation part, and when there's green and violet. Okay, that's one. And another one, this is also a Bouguereau head study. Okay, yeah. So same process. I always start with an orange ochre, low chroma orange ochre, and then I build it up in layers. Okay, that's I'm painting this, not copying what William Bouguereau's palette and his painting style are. Basically, this is for some reason this is my painting style also, as you can see here. Okay, yeah. So some people say that, oh, it's almost like a Bouguereau style. Yeah, because I copy William Bouguereau's painting, but I use my own style, my own process. Okay, so that's the other one, and this another one here. Yeah, this is by a master copy by Eugene de Blas. So same thing, is direct and indirect painting style. Okay, uh, and then I work always in layers, at least 4 layers the most. Okay, but same process. I have my umber underpainting, and then I started working on the overpainting using the orange, low chroma orange, and then I just build it up. Okay, build up and build up. Okay, this one also. That's another one. Okay, that's another one there. And then last is this painting which I'm going to mail tomorrow to Rick. I was so busy. Yeah, this is Rick Nice. I think you've seen this painting. Yeah, just for you to get closer how it looks like. So this is what a indirect and direct painting does. You work in layers, and then you produce more luminosity and transparency in your painting. Okay, so hi Faye, yeah, this one followers, this one already in my YouTube. Okay, so I always follow the golden rule for classical realism that the lighter you go, it becomes more opaque. As you go to your shadow, it becomes more transparent. Okay, that's very important. In all my painting, it follows that rule. Okay, as I go to a lighter, it becomes more opaque. Anyway, titanium white is opaque. Okay, and then as you go darker on that side, the shadow side become more transparent, and it makes sense because amber are transparent or semi-transparent, even alizarin crimson. Okay, same true with this painting. Hi, Pei. Yeah. Uh, how's my feed in YouTube? Can you tell me, Apo? Okay, so this is Rick Nis. I'm going to mail it tomorrow. Yeah, I promised him to mail like 2 weeks ago, but I was so busy. Okay, yeah. So that's the rule I follow always. As I go to my shadow, I become transparent, and as I go into my lighter tones, it becomes more opaque. You can still see my brushworks. Okay, yeah. There you go. So that's my painting style. Just sharing it to everybody. So at least we learn something today. Yeah. So this is not a hyper realism. Okay. I think my YouTube is lagging. Hold on, hold on, friends who's following me on TikTok because I'm streaming in YouTube. Okay, hold on, Okay, Faye, I'm going to reset the YouTube. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you. Hold on, I'm streaming also at YouTube, and yeah, I don't know why. This is my second YouTube. Last time it also had a problem, so I don't know. Faye, if you're there, can you tell me whether it's working now in YouTube? Thank you, anak. Hold on, my TikTok followers. Yeah, hold on, because I'll be starting painting anytime soon since I have current. How's it, Faye? What's going on? Clear na, okay. So, okay, tuloy ko, ha? Let's do it, okay? Again, I'm going to show you again my palette. Maybe some of you just... so I just had a simple palette, okay? I have the gray here, which is around Bali 7. I have my warm white. I have my orange ochre here. It's basically red earth and a raw umber. You can actually buy a separate orange ochre. There's a lot of brand who's doing it. But I want to mix it, so at least I can control which hue I wanted. Okay, so it's basically red earth and raw umber. So this one here is a mixture of my warm white and red ochre. Then I have my vine black here. Okay, so that's these are the colors I'm going to use right now. Okay, let's start painting. Um, I normally start with the light. No, I'll start with the hair. So at least, yeah, I need to add some black on the hair. Okay, let's do this. Let me get my brushes. Okay, hold on. Let me get my brushes. Let's work on the hair. I have to accent the dark area. That's my brushes. There you go. All right. So for brushes, especially for underpainting, I always use hog bristles. Okay, if you can see it. Sorry, I'm showing it in YouTube too. Okay, those are hog bristles. Yeah. And then the softer brushes, which is like sable or synthetic sable or nylon, I normally use that on the succeeding layer. So my theory is underpainting on overpainting stage. I need a thin pigment. So using bristle, hard bristle, I can like drag the pigment on the paper. So I can produce a thinner pigment, thinner oil paint. So these are my brushes, okay? And they are all worn out. They are all worn out, okay? They are worn out. Some I try to like shape it to get what shape I want. Yeah. Some I shaped it, okay? Yeah, purposely shaped it. I use scissor, okay, like a barber, okay. But these are cheap brushes. Mostly bought in Amazon. Yeah, it's very cheap. Okay, some are made in China. Okay, so let's start. Let's start painting. Pay if you're there in YouTube. Let me know if there's an error on the streaming. Okay, I'll start. So right now, let me get my malt stick. I'll start with the lighter. I'll start with the dark area. I'll start with the hair. Okay. So I'm going to grab my black. So that's how I work. Almost like dry brushing. Okay. If I need to dilute the paint, I always have this oleo gel. Yeah. I love it, no? Since I started using it almost 6 months, a year now. This is actually a linseed oil on a gel form. So, and it's cheap. This whole tube, I think, is $11. Okay. So, I try to add oleo gel. So, when the paint is a little bit stickier. So, that's if you don't have oleo gel, you can use any linseed oil you want. Okay. Just add a little bit. If you can see, I add over there. Okay. So yeah, let's work on the hair. I got some of the orange. Okay, you go. So every time I work, especially this part, I always squint. I always squint. So I can see the large area because I don't care about the detail right now. Okay. Important thing right now is to build up the painting more on the big space, big area. So I hope you see what's going on right now. So I'm just doing some accent on the dark area. It's like it's actually buying black, and then I mix a little bit of the orange ochre. Okay, yeah. Because I don't like to move away from this palette right now. I can actually add red, but I'm trying to avoid that because it's just an underpainting. Important right now is to develop the value, correct value, and the correct proportion. Okay, and basically most of my edges are soft. Okay, every time soft, and then I'll add the accent and the harder or sharper edges on the last part of the painting, maybe on the third layer or the fourth layer. Not even, it's mostly third layer. Okay? So Pay, let me know if you're listening in YouTube. Let me know if there's a problem. If you have some technical question. Okay. Mas clear po dito. Sorry. I thought, yeah, I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Anyway, I'll just let it run. Okay. Maybe their connection. Thanks. So again, right now the important thing here is the value, okay? So slowly building up the value, okay? So I'm adding my bind block. You can use any block. I'm not too particular. The reason why I want bind block underneath under painting is because it's considered as earth colors. And just to give you a good information, earth colors dry faster. So bind black dries faster than ivory black. Okay, that's the reason. That's the main reason why I use mostly bind black or Mars black. Okay, Mars black is a synthetic earth earth black, and yeah, since it's considered as a earth colors, then it's dry. It dries faster, which is very important when you're doing underpainting. Okay, that's why my color I have amber. Medyo blur sa YouTube. Oh, okay. Thanks, Faye. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, it looks okay on my screen. Anyway, I'll fix that. Yeah, it says excellent connection. Anyway, I just let it run. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so I'll try to go inside that edges, and then yeah. So my underpainting is just a simple palette of orange, black, and white. If you're going to uh, look at that, so it's just red. Sorry, earth orange, white, and black. That's the basic palette I'm using. Okay, right now. Yeah. So as you can see, it's like I'm doing like dry brushing. It's really like thin. There's no impasto going on right now. It's like staining, no? Staining. And just to let you know, this paper is gesso. First, I add some gesso, and then the second layer, I use a oil prime, primer, oil paint primer. No? So it's like a double ground. So you have this one is oil. So underneath this one is already oil paint, but with chalk calcite or calcium carbonate. Okay, so it's a mixture of you can actually do it or you can buy if you want, but I made my own, so I just buy a chalk calcite. It's very cheap, and then I added some linseed oil. Okay, there you go. Yeah. So I'm not putting any details right now. I'm looking at just the values. Okay. Okay. I think that's okay. Yeah. So it's building up this painting right now. Slowly, I can add some of the details later there. As you can see, it's become darker, and one corner, the corner there. So once you add a deeper or darker values, you will see some other values better. Okay. Yeah. That part is also darker. Okay. Let me get a smaller brush. Okay. Same through with this. I'll darken that. Thanks for joining. Okay, thanks for the likes also. So I'm not putting a lot of details right now. As you can see, just I'm just working on some section, and I don't look at it on a small details right now. Okay, I always look at the values. Okay, better here, and then I use the orange when it's too dark. That's how I work, slowly building up. It's like a sculpture. Some painter, their style, they start detailing the eyes, and that's also good. I don't say that's bad, but that's not my process. Even when I work with charcoal and pastel or graphite, I always want to build it up. You know, if you can see some of my all my videos, you will see my what's this my time lapse video. You will see how I build up the painting. Okay, so yeah, so very easy, no? Don't just don't look at it. Okay, I'm going to put all the details here. No, not my style. Again, not my style. It can be your style, but my process is no. Okay, thanks for sharing my streaming. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to again to reiterate that every time I paint like this, especially for the first layer, I always squint on my subject because what I see while I'm squinting, then once I go to my painting subject, I'll open my eyes. So whatever I see during when I squint, that's what I'm going to lay in. So that, just to avoid putting looking at too much detail. So simplify things. Okay. So again, that's how I build up my painting, slowly building up. That's why my reference photo right now is just black and white. Okay, because what I'm looking for is the value. Okay, it's not the color. See how I slowly adding up some accent based on what I see when I squint. Okay, again, if you just came in, I'm also streaming in my YouTube. So first time I tried doing both because I'm trying to build up my YouTube channel, so at least there's a hopefully it will generate a residual income for me. So if you're not my followers, please follow. If you have some technical question, yeah, feel free to ask. I'm here. The reason why I do my demo is to also help new artists. Okay, I wanted to share what I learned through the years. Okay, and just to give you a history, I started really becoming serious in painting 3 years ago during the COVID. So before, I don't have an interest in oil painting. I'm already what's this? I'm already like okay with my comfort zone in doing charcoal, pastel, and graphite. I'm afraid to plunge in and dive in doing oil paint. But then my wife, my late wife, pushed me to learn how to paint since it's COVID, and I was just at home. And during the time, I also had my kidney transplant. Okay, so again, thanks for those watching right now and those who follow me. Okay, so that's how I paint. No, I'm just slowly building up. Yeah, I look everything as value. Hi, Christian. Hey, yeah, thanks for joining on in YouTube. Is my YouTube streaming malinaw ba? Clear? Kasi a while ago, when Pay was there, is lagging. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Okay, so and some artists they don't like to use black, but I respectfully disagree on that. Not unless you're impressionist. Impressionist artist that doesn't, not all, because I know I follow this guy. He's impressionistic portrait painter, but he also uses black on his palette. So, and there's a lot of artists during Rembrandt time or earlier, even during the 18th, 19th century, who uses black in their palette. It depends on how you use it. Okay, so right now, as you can see, my mixture. See, I just work on. I'm just working on the black and my orange right now. That's how I work for the dark. So the lighter will be here. So it's very easy, no? Easy formula. Black and orange, and lighter will be this orange ochre plus the warm white. Then I have the gray here, the gray to desaturate. Good afternoon. Oi, Katerina. Thanks for joining. Thank you. Smooth Tito, yes. Thanks, Christian. Yeah, note ka lang dyan. Salamat, ha? Thanks. If you have some technical questions, just let me know. So, since some of my students right now here, let me go back from the thing I said earlier. So, as you know, I started with the charcoal underpainting. Okay? It's almost like 50%. If you're going to see, I think I've shared to you some of my students the charcoal underpainting, no? And then I started working on the background using umber and then black on the hair. And then during that time, our internet connection in YouTube had a problem, so it has been cut off. So anyway, before I went to bed that night, what I did, I glazed the area with the skin with that orange ochre mixture, which is a red ochre or burnt sienna and raw umber mixture. I glaze the whole skin tone, cover it. Whenever there's a skin tone, I glaze thinly. And the charcoal drawing under painting helped a lot. So without adding shadow on the darker side, when I glaze over a orange ochre, it helped a lot. It's almost like there's an umber underneath. So that's what happened. So as you can see, this is part of the glazing here, okay? And then the next day, yesterday, I started adding the colors na on the shadow side and on the light side. So this mixture, this palette, this is my overpainting palette. Okay, since some of you has just tuned in, let me go through again on my palette. Okay, hopefully the YouTube will see it. So basically, this I call this orange ochre or red orange. No, sorry, orange earth. It's actually a red ochre and raw umber. You can use burnt sienna. I think I use burnt sienna if I'm painting Asian. Okay, since I'm painting European or Caucasian, I use red ochre, even Venetian red or Indian red. Okay, and then raw umber. So again, how come a raw umber and a red ochre become orange? No, I just want to go back on what I share. Let me pick up my raw umber. Okay, hold on. Okay, this is the raw umber. Okay, raw umber is the same hue as of a yellow ochre. Okay, so raw umber and yellow ochre has the same hue. Same true with a Italian brown ochre. Okay, same true with an earth yellow. Okay, they are all the same hue, and even lemon ochre. Okay, so these two, even though optically they are not the same, but in hue, in color hue, they are the same. Okay, some raw umber are even on a yellow side already, because yellow ochre is actually a yellow orange hue. Let me pull out my so I can teach you a color theory. Okay, let me pull out my Mansell color wheel. Okay, hold on. Okay, just to give you the uh, the clear. Okay, some of you I shared about Mansell. Okay, okay, Mansell color system. No, let me get so hopefully it's clear on the YouTube. Anyway, this one here, the 10YR, if you can see, that's the red earth, red ochre area. This is called red, that's alizarin. So as it goes to the left, it become red. This actually called red is red already, but alizarin has a little bit of blue because blue is on that side, so yellow is on this side. Okay, so red earth is actually a red orange. Okay, cod red is 5R in Mansell. That's red. Okay, cod red, naphthol red. Okay, clear? Then oxide red is 10R. That's barn sienna, red ochre, Venetian red is always on this section. And then orange is 5YR, which is orange over there. Yellow ochre is actually a yellow orange. And then you have the Y, which is yellow. Okay, so what is yellow ochre? Yellow orange. Between orange and yellow is yellow ochre or yellow orange. Okay, some raw umber are even here, this area, but mostly are on this 10YR. Okay, that's the theory. Okay, so that's why Mansell color system is very important. And Gamblin and Williamsburg and even Natural Pigments, if you go to their website, they put the Mansell color hue in their website. Okay, so that's why. Are we clear? Any question? That's why a red ochre or transparent oxide red, Venetian red, or burnt sienna plus raw umber will produce a orange, red, earth orange mixture because raw umber is actually a yellow. Okay, so my palette right now during my overpainting is just earth orange, black, and a warm white, and I have my gray to bring down the chroma. Okay, because I want my underpainting to be low in saturation, lower chroma. So this is basically a titanium white with yellow ochre. You can use any yellow as long as it become yellower, warmer. You can add orange also. So it's up to you, no? So warm white, orange ochre, and black. That's the main palette. Okay. From this black here, which had some orange, I have this gray here. Okay. So I'll use that because I need to add some gray on my mixtures to bring down the chroma. I always have the technique, the process of of my underpainting to be lower in chroma as I go higher to the layers. Okay, the chroma of the painting become higher. Okay, that technique make your painting more luminous. Okay, because you work on layers, not unless you're doing a alla prima or direct painting that's done in 2 days. Okay, but my process, which I learned from other artists, is lower chroma or low chroma earth colors underneath, and then higher chroma on top. And I'm going to show again my painting. No, I showed a while ago. Okay, uh, okay, so this is the finished product of the process. I always I'm yeah. In hours, let me answer that later on, Christian. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, this is the finished product. Has 4 layers, and again, the process here is same. Lower chroma underneath, and then as I go on top layers, I added a higher chroma. Okay. Uh, Earth colors normally we will take dry touch a day, just 1 day it will dry. But once you add alizarin crimson or some yellow, it's slower. No, but when you're done your painting, touch dry will be 3 days to at least a week. But if you want a really fully dry painting, especially if you're going to put the final varnish, you need 6 months. Okay, that's why on my finished painting, I only use a retouch varnish or gambar by Gamblin. Okay, so this has 4 layers, but same process. I started with umber. My underpainting is the same palette that I'm using right now. No change. Okay, gumagamit pa kayo ng liquid? No, no, I don't use liquid because liquid are toxin eh. I'm sorry. I'm using oleo gel. I'm using oleo gel. I try not to use liquid. I know liquid is toxin. I don't like the smell. It has a bad fumes. And I have a asthmatic ako eh. I have a chronic asthma and I just had a... Oh, thanks, Chris. Chrissy, thanks for watching. Yeah. So anyway, what's this? I don't use liquid. There's a lot of substitute. I'm using oleo gel. This is basically just linseed oil on a gel form. So there's no thinner there. There's no dryer. So safer. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, I answer Katrina your question about the varnish, no? Okay. So that's one, and also this one another William Bouguereau painting. Chris, thanks. Chrissy, thanks for watching. No? I miss your post. Anyway, yeah. So I work on layers. This has at least 4 layers. But William Bouguereau, when he works with head study like this, they call it etude. ETUDE. He will just finish it for 4 hours to 6 hours. Anyway, he's the master. and just to let you know, when I do master copies right now, I really don't copy what Bouguereau made. His the painting is just my guide. So this is my painting style already. What you see here is my own color palette. I don't copy the color palette of William Bouguereau. It's using different pigments, no. So this is my own pigment. But some people say it's almost like Bouguereau because I understand what chroma, what hue William Bouguereau is using. William Bouguereau is using only very, very, very saturated paint and using the gray. I explain that later, okay? So that's another one. So this one also, another painting, another head study. As you can see, it's in the paper, okay? And again, that's gesso and oil prime. Yes, yes, it can be done in any painting method. Yes, yeah. Indirect and direct painting is any like landscape or still life. Okay, and this one also, yeah. So another old master. Okay, and then lastly, this painting of Rick, which I'm going to mail tomorrow. I promised him to. I'm going to mail 2 weeks ago, but I was busy. So this is also a direct and indirect. Same technique. same process what I'm sharing today, no? There's no hidden qualms or no hidden process. Okay? Everything is the same. Okay? And just to let you know, thanks for sharing, Chrissy. Salamat. Yeah, salamat. Thank you. Anyway, I always follow the academic rules. Don't correct me if I'm wrong because I never went to any formal school. But what I heard and learned and watched that as you go to your shadow part, as you go to your shadow, become more transparent. Okay, as you go darker, become more transparent. I always follow that rule, and as I go lighter, let me pull out the beautiful girl here. Beautiful girl. Okay. Anyway, so my shadow side are more thinner. As I go lighter, I become opaque. No, I couldn't I couldn't find here there. Anyway, these are more opaque. Anyway, white are opaque. Okay, and amber, which I use on the shadow. Remember, my shadow color are red, ochre, and amber. Okay, and amber is transparent, and red ochre, some of them are semi transparent. So what happened? The shadow are more transparent, the lighter are more opaque, and that's a modeling technique. Why classical realism has more luminous skin because of the transparency of the pigment. That's why I always tell my student, no, if you remember Christian, Katrina, I always share, and whoever watching right now, my student, na you always check on the transparency of your pigment. Ano ba siya? What is it opaque, transparent, semi-transparent? Always check the pigment number and which one has more tinting power, tinting strength. Later on, I'm going to share to you that. Okay, so that's very important. Okay, even this part of Bouguereau, that shadow side is more transparent than the lighter side. Because you're adding more white. So basically, di ba, sa lighter part, you're adding more white, and white are opaque. Okay, super opaque, especially titanium. Okay, that makes your lighter to be opaque. And then what happened? The lighter is thicker paint, has more thicker paint than your shadow side, and then that's make the modeling better. No, the modeling of the painting is better. Okay, thanks for follow, Elena Hopkins. Okay, so those rules are very important every time I paint. Okay, this painting is more direct painting. I finished this in one sitting. Okay, okay. This is I tried not to do a classical realism. Thank you so much. So this is more contemporary, and the palette I use here is just yellow, blue, alizarin crimson. I have black, and then I have my white. That's it. So it's like prismatic color. There's no amber. There's no amber there. I mix my amber. Okay, so this is, and I first time I tried, and I never tried again. So this is more contemporary. Hi, Elena Hopkins. Hello from California. Oh, thank you. I'm from California too. Elena, I'm from Hollywood area. Thank you so much. So this is not really a classical realism. This is more contemporary. Okay, just to give you an idea. Okay, so let me continue my painting. Okay. Yeah. Oh, not really alla prima. This is not really alla prima. Yeah, because there's also like slight glazing happen here, especially the lips part and the nose part. Alla prima, you don't glaze. Eh. I don't know. No, I'm not. Don't. What's this? Don't quote me on that. But so far, what I know, alla prima mostly just like one layer thick paint and then no glazing. Maybe you can glaze the first layer. So yeah. So anyway, but what I like here is I just use the yellow. It's a lemon yellow, and then alizarin crimson, and then ultramarine blue, and then titanium white, and and my what's this? My black, which is the bind black. So they call that prismatic because you have yellow, alizarin, and then blue. They call that prismatic, primary colors to be exact, and then my white. So first time, I think I finished this in like 6, 8 hours. There's no drying time, but I'm very careful. It's actually thin, no? How thin the paint. It's not really like impasto. Oh, how do you distinguish? Yeah, first of all, yeah, there's a good question. Good question into my YouTube. Okay, basically the classical realism is like when you see like a William Bouguereau Ingress painting, or my painting is mostly classical realism. Contemporary, we will see the painting has more higher contrast. It's like modern portraiture, but still realism. It's like more a photographic finish, photographic realism. Realism. Sometimes the photograph is you can see like a disco light, everything. You have high blues, high reds, high yellow. So those are called contemporary. It's a modern style, and mostly the chroma are higher chroma. Okay, that's how I distinguish. Immediately you will see my painting to different artists. You will see, oh, that's classical. That's old school painting. That's why a lot of my followers, they always tell me your painting should be in. Which I'm really flattered. No, I'm very thankful. A lot of my followers, especially on TikTok, they always tell me, your painting should be inside the gallery, inside the museum, and that's already. I'm very happy on that, no, because the painting style is actually traditional. Okay, let me bring out one painting here. Yeah, this one. This one I try to mix contemporary, modern, and my traditional style of painting. Because during that time, I'm still experimenting until now, no? I'm still experimenting, no? Although I already know what painting style I'm doing because I'm more traditional and classical realism, but this is a mixture of contemporary and classical. So I don't try to fix myself when I made this painting to into one style. No, I'm experimenting on this one. Okay, so yeah. Hope I answered Jessica Julia. Hope I answered your question. Hold on, huh? Yeah, that's how I distinguish. That's one more question here. What medium are you using? Oh, I'm using oil. I'm using oil paint. May touch ni Amor Solo. Thank you so much, Christian. Yeah. So and also most contemporary artists, they're using a high chroma pigment. You will see they use like yeah, the cadmiums, and yeah, those high chroma. It's basically the painting style. Immediately when you look at my painting, it's like, oh, that's conservative. I think that's the term, no? Hi, Jack. Oh, yeah. Thanks for joining, Jack. Yes. Uh, yung my painting style is more. Sorry, you can hear a fireworks right now in my area because I actually live near Dodger Stadium. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Anyway, hold on. Let me fix my headphone. Okay. So that's how I distinguish contemporary to classical realism. The treatment of painting, the edges, and the finish is basically when you compare my painting to other artists immediately. Oh, that's really traditional and conservative. Okay, and also I don't have. I try to put a lot of brush mark on my painting, but I'm not good on it. No, I'm not really. I don't want to venture on that area. I did one sergeant. John Singer Sargent painting, but I sold it. So I think I'll try doing one more. So anyway, let's continue, no? Let's continue. Oh, okay. I'm going to again repeat my palette, okay, so everybody knows, and then I'm going to recap what happened last week. So again, because Jessica is here, Jack, in YouTube, and some of you just tuned in. This painting, I started working on this as a charcoal. Okay, so my under drawing is a charcoal, and you can check some of my previous video in Instagram, and I think I haven't uploaded in yeah, the YouTube also, and TikTok. So I started on a charcoal drawing. No, it's almost like 50% done, and I first time I tried. Normally I just use a charcoal line drawing, and then I started doing the umber paint. No, but this time I did an experiment. What will happen if I already use a charcoal drawing underneath, and then at least put in almost the correct value. No, because I'm a value painter. No, I'm not a colorist. If I talk value, I'm talking about this one, the value from dark to light. No, that's what I'm mentioning. So, for all my students, don't forget to to buy this, because if I mention value 1, that will be black, value 10 will be white. No, okay. So so the underpainting, the underdrawing here is charcoal. If you're going to check my previous video, and then from there I work on the umber background, and then I add a almost like a Van Dyke brown on the hair, and then I started lining up umbers on the eyes. But that's when our line in YouTube got cut off. Anyway, when before going to bed, I stopped working on the eyes. What I did, since there's already a charcoal underneath, I glazed the whole skin tone wherever there's a skin. Okay, I glaze it with that orange, with this mixture. Okay, so I glaze it very thinly. It's almost like a watercolor. Okay, after glazing it the next day, okay, I started adding some of the shadow area, as you can see here. The same palette. I never changed my palette. Okay, so that's what you can see right now, and I found out that the charcoal underpainting helped a lot. I think I'll be doing that from now on. Let's see what will happen. Okay, so let's do this, no? Okay, and also the brush I'm using, mostly for underpainting, are all bristle. No, these are all bristle, except for this one nylon here. Let me take it out, and this one pointed sable here. Okay, okay, but these are, hold on, most of it are or hog bristle. Some are synthetic hog bristle. Okay, this brushes I always use for my underpainting and overpainting stage. The reason, sino to? Ralph. Ralph, yes, hello. Hello, thanks for joining. Yeah. The reason why I love to use hog bristle or synthetic hog bristle, because I can drag the paint, no? I can drag the pigment. And my point here is that is thinner pigment, thinner oil paint underneath. Okay? As I go layer by layer, it become more thicker and thicker. And I will always follow the lighter part will be more opaque. That's my process. And then on the second, third layer, oh, who's that? Maria. Yeah, oh, thank you. Yeah, so the lighter part, the lighter part will be more opaque. Okay, so let's do that. Let me separate. Okay, let me work first on the eyes, no. So right now, every time I work, especially for overpainting, I don't put too much detail, no. I normally again squint on my subject reference picture, and I'll check on just the thing that I can see where I squint, and then I'll work on that, because hello, Yeah, some of my students right now. Okay, because I put the details on the last layer. No, that's how I work. It's almost like a sculpture. No, in a sculpture, they didn't on the first few hours or few days you won't see the actual shape of the sculpture. They work slowly. They're chipping up a lot of things just to model it. So that's my style of painting. No, most of the nuances in colors, most of the details, I'll put it on the last layers. Okay. So right now, my important thing here is the value. Okay, where's the dark one? Where are the shadows? So okay, and then again, I have black, no, in my pigment. Don't be afraid of using black. That's the classical style of painting. Some artists, they will tell you, no, I don't say that they're wrong, but impressionists mostly they don't like to use black. They'll mix the black. Nothing wrong with that, no. So there you go. Oh yeah, I have my student right now all online. Yeah. So so I work on that. Okay. And then I try not to worry much on the detail. I just put what I can see right now, and then I'll come back. No, uh, maybe some of you, especially when you do graphite and charcoal, I came on that style. Now you started working here, and then you want to put everything there, and then you move to other side and you put everything. Same through with the nose. I changed my style right now a few years ago, even when I do with my charcoal in pastel, I started same style what my painting are doing right now. So it's all soft, it's all blur. There's no details. And then details will come later. Okay. So slowly building up. Yeah. So simple formula, no? You have black, you have your orange here, orange ochre, and then you have warm white. So if you can see how I mix the two for the shadow, for the darker part. So that's what I'm using right now. Huh? So the black and the orange here. This is red ochre and raw umber. And then that one is my warm white plus this one, that would be the middle tone, which I can use later. And then tonight before I sleep, I just put this inside the freezer, so I can use it tomorrow. Okay. So as you can see, it's very thin. It's very thin. It's not impasto. That's I'm okay. I'm teaching my method. No, I'm not copying. If some artists are doing the same method, that's okay. But this method I'm teaching is what I'm doing. No, I'm just sharing to everyone. Okay, so that's how I work. No, even though I see a lot of details, but I try not to put that because ano it will be useless right now. Yeah, I'm correcting my drawing also. If I can see some drawing mistake, proportion mistake, I try to adjust, slowly adjust until I get that correct. Okay, let me work on the lips. Okay, so that corner should be dark. Okay, that corner should be dark also because there's a shadow. Let me push that, and that's only black and orange. There's no like what color I'm going to use. No need to think. No, no, I'm sorry. Yes, just get your black and add some orange on that. Oh, that should be more redder. No, we're talking about value here. So on this stage, what's important is to model. It's a modeling stage. So put on the correct proportion, and then put in the correct value. The nuances of your color you will add that on the last part. on the last layers. One important here is adding the correct value. As you can see, I'm building up now. Okay? So what is this? This is only black, my vine black, and my orange. So it's almost like a band-like brown. See? And there's no sharp accent. Sir, how many days po na drying time before putting details? Yeah, as long as you touch it, it's dry on a touch. Normally the next day. The next day. Uh, but for me, since I'm using mostly earth colors, it will dry the next day. Tomorrow, siguro afternoon, magpipaint ako ulit or tomorrow night because I'm doing some painting during the day, my commission work. So tonight, tomorrow night, it's dry already. The the hardest to dry if you have really a thick white paint here. On also if you use, I think you have anything about cadmium, slow dryer, and I think some of alizarin. So I forgot already. Yeah. But basically, this process I'm doing the next day, I can do my next layer. But the thicker your paint goes, that means you need more drying time. So maybe on the third layer, I'll skip one day and then work it out. So that's why when I paint, I have 3 painting na, on lineup. Okay, I have 3 painting on lineup. So at least I can work on the other painting and then go back to the other painting while drying it. I hope I answered that question, Katerina. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I'll touch it, no? Pagka tuyo na, okay, I can work. When it's still sticky, just don't touch it, no? Because when you put on layer, it will damage the colors underneath. Should really be dry. Okay, that's a problem with indirect painting, no? It takes longer time. But if you have a lot of project like me, so I can work on this nighttime. I'm doing other painting during daytime. Normally daytime I just do a household chores. I'm a single dad. My wife died almost a year plus ago. So I do everything at home. I cook, I clean. I'm a driver. I go for groceries. You know. So during daytime I do that, and then in the afternoon I'll also do some my music because I'm a music pastor. So I'll check on that, and then I have commission. I'll do my commission work. Okay. So and then some project I'll do in the evening. Okay. So anyways, uh, okay, I'm going to share you the reference, the reference picture, just for you to see. I'm copying a grayscale, okay, grayscale picture. Although I have a colored one, okay, I don't normally copy colored picture because, as you know, I explained that it's not color corrected. It will also, what's the word? Uh, it's hard for me to see the correct value, but if it is black and white like this, I immediately can see the correct value. So that's what I'm copying. No, that's what I'm copying right now, especially during the first, second, and third layers. Okay, so I always look at the value, and the fact that I'm more of a value painter than a colorist. Colorist will really color match everything. If you're not painting live, and then it's hard to color match because what your color matching is the picture. It become more photographic. It's not more on a natural state of the skin tone. But I'm not a colorist, no. More on value painter. So values for me is more important. Okay, so that's how I work. Very slow, no. They thought I paint faster, no. Oh no, not really full time, Christian. I still do graphic design. So yeah, maybe pagka if I'm already earning good with my painting, and then I'll, yeah, I still work graphic design by the side. See? Oh, so that's how I work. It's not really very control, if I can use that word. Because I just really become serious with painting 3 years ago. That was the time when COVID time, and then I also had my kidney transplant. That's May 4 of 2020. And while recuperating from my surgery, my late wife pushed me to learn how to paint since there's a lot of resources online. So she told me, why don't you go back to painting? Why don't you paint? Para hindi ka mainip. And click, it's like a light bulb. Wow, you are. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so it's like 3 years ago when I'm really like become serious. I started learning and then researching. Okay, and then write down some notes. And as you can see, I'm like I'm not like just me. No, no, I don't say you follow me. No, you see how I work. I work here. Suddenly I jump there, and then jump here. So I don't have like a set rule how I like how where I'm going to how I'm going to work. No, it's not like okay, I concentrate here. No, it's just me. No, don't be like me. You can do whatever you want. You can concentrate in one area. No, but I'm always jumping. Okay, I have a question here in YouTube. Can you become a full-time oil painter tutor and just? Oh yeah, because there's a lot of artists are doing full-time work. But right now, I don't have much commission in oil painting, and you see in America there's always bills everywhere. Yeah, no. Especially for me, I have to pay for my medication. Yeah, thank God my children are already like they're working well. They have a good job, so there's mostly shouldering the rent. Okay, yeah, that's the plan. I wanted to do full time. I'm already 60 years old, so I think I'll better. You see, I work now on the lower lips. No, I didn't put too much detail. I just work slowly. Oh, I just work slowly, building it up, and very thinly. No, it's very thin. There's no opaque paint here. It's like uh, it's like staining. No, it's like staining because that's very important. No, that's also considered fat over lean because you have thin oil paint underneath. And then as you go up to the layers, become more thicker. And also help on the luminosity of your painting. That's why when I discovered that style, when I read about that, oh, that's why. No? So I hope you a lot of invitation to exhibit. Oh, thank you so much. Obra Maria, thank you. Sa gallery. Yeah, yung nga, that's why I'm trying to connect here in LA. No? It's funny, no, when I say I'm from Hollywood, I'm not an artista, but I'm an artist. Some people started laughing. Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to connect so some of gallery here, but and also exhibit. We supposed to have an exhibit on a group exhibit here like 2 years ago, mostly Filipino, and what's this? What's that? Our subject is anything about Filipino or Phil-Am. But it was postponed a couple times. Hopefully, I don't think it will go through this June. It's supposed to be June 9, Independence of Philippines. So I don't think mag-push ulit. Okay, so that's slowly building accent. No, it's the same thing. What's the color? It's only a red ochre and a raw umber and a black. In the shadow, okay, I added here a red earth. Okay, see this one? Because this red earth is a little bit more orangey. Okay, I drag that inside the black to get that accent, especially on the nose and on the lips. So this red earth is like an orange, orange, orange ochre, but more redder. So it's like between orange and red orange. This is the color. Okay? Yeah. Hey, Anakis! Kamusta, Miss Chanda? Yeah. So anyway, I have few students online. If you have some more questions, this is how I work. This is how slow I work. No? Especially now, I'm talking. So I think mas mabilis when I'm not talking. But anyway, I need to teach. Okay? So, yeah. So if you have some more questions, yan lang, ganyan lang. That's how I work. Okay? And then I won't touch that again. Maybe tomorrow or yeah, tomorrow night. Okay? Anyway, this is just an overpainting, no? There's a lot more uh, things that will happen during the layering. Okay? So, what I wanted to share is simplify. It's always simplify, you know? Kung if you're doing your charcoal or graphite and then you're really like putting all the details na, try to move away from that kasi when you started painting, it's very hard, no? No, you cannot correct na when you do your painting, then suddenly you see, oh, may problem pala doon sa proportion. Because you already put all the details, eh. Okay? So, you work slowly. Especially in painting, you will cover some of the area and then your previous layout will be like, yeah. So, so right now, I don't care about color nuances. I don't care whether this is not too red or that's not too green or there should be violet there. No. Right now, I just want to put the accent. Value is important right now. Okay? So, putting a little bit of shadow there. See? That's how I build up things. I can correct this will be lighter. I can correct that later on. This painting is quite challenging because actually there's light here. So this should be darker a little bit, but there's a lot of reflection also here. this side here. There's a lot of reflection that side, and it seems like there's a light coming here, soft light. So that's why this is lighter, and there'll be shadow here, no, and some reflection. So there's in her face there's a lot of skin reflection, but that can be added on the last layer. Not unless you're doing a la prima, then immediately you can add that, no. Uh, Hi Chanda, how are you? Kamusta Hong Kong? So anyway, if you have some more technical question sa mga student ko today in online. As you can see, it's almost like I'm still like doing like what they call dry brushing, no? And there are no thick paint here. It's like staining the whole area, and I'm using this one, no? It's like the orange, still the orange ochre for the shadow. Okay. And also another technique, no? I just show you something. Okay. Oh, here in California right now is actually it was drizzling a while ago. Okay, let's go to the colored. Okay, that's colored. Okay, hopefully you see. What I do sometimes I try to bring up the contrast and bring down the exposure. So what happened? I can see clearly where are the lights. Okay, where are the highlights? So immediately I can say, oh, that's the lightest. That too, and someone here, and then the next light will be here. Okay, and then this will be the next. That's a bright highlight over there. So during the last layers, very important, no. So yeah, that's what I do. So I just make the contrast and the exposure, lower the exposure and make the contrast higher. Let's reset everything. Okay, but I don't copy that during the first layer, second layer. I always work with grayscale. Okay, that's another tip. Yeah. Anyway, Chanda, thanks for yeah, for joining me today. Yeah, now in California it's like okay. I have a question here from YouTube because I'm also streaming in YouTube. No, first time I did that. Question is okay. Ilan percent na po considered ang progress ng painting? Okay. What's the percentage of progress of painting? Oh, this is only a quarter because this 25% lang, Jeko. There's a lot more things to do. This is only 25% because this is only so under painting muna, which is the umber. Um, I started with the charcoal muna and then umber. And then the mixture of umber and red ochre, glaze ko siya. And then when it dried na to the touch, then I'm working on the overpainting, which is I'm working right now. Okay, so yeah, 25%. I say 25% and 20%. There's a lot more things to do. Yeah. Okay. So if you think about it, no, it's almost like a analogous. I think they call that analogous palette. No, you're just using orange. So if you mix that orange, that means you're only using one color, orange, black and white. So it's like it's almost like a monochromatic painting using orange, black and white. So yeah, that's how it works. See, this is my palette here. See, I haven't touched the light kasi mamaya I'll put that later, no? Because I'm trying to like darken some area here. No, I just squint. Okay. Oh, pagka there's too much there, and then I use my cotton buds to. Anyway, you can put some light colors later. Okay. Because this part should be darker, no? This part. Because if you will see the grayscale, no? Let me adjust the contrast. Let me see. See how darker that? Oh, so that's what I'm like trying to achieve right now. But not that dark. Just to give you idea how I work. Okay, there you go. So basically, this overpainting is still part of the underpainting, but it's just called overpainting. I'm just nailing some of the proper values. No, very important. There's a shadow here. Okay, and then again, I have to blur some edges. Okay, especially that corner of the mouth. No, don't make it pointed. On your first layer, make that blurred, and so it will be a part of the skin. No, you can come back later to accent that. That's why the corner I always blur. I see some of the charcoal artists, especially the newbie, they always make that very pointed. No, don't make it pointed. Okay. As you can see, the progress right now is slowly building up. It's almost like a sculpture. I'm going to repeat that word again. Okay, darken that part. That's why it's nice to have a very simple palette, no? And that's most classical realism are doing. Even Rembrandt used just a simple palette for his skin tone, no? There's one scientific analysis they made on one of Rembrandt's self-portrait. I think the one I painted, that for his skin tone he only used titanium, lead white, Italian brown ochre, red ochre, and black, plus alizarin crimson on the ruddy area, and some vermilion. Very simple. How many colors is that? For the main skin tone is only red ochre. Italian brown ochre is almost like a yellow ochre. It's actually like yellow ochre and raw umber mix. I have that color, Italian brown ochre. This one by Rublev. Okay. So for that painting by Rembrandt, he just used for the skin tone is red ochre, Italian brown ochre, some black, and then white. So that's the mixture. Okay, just leave it there for a while. Let me add some white, some highlight. So I'm working on light tones. So I have this color right now, my warm white. Okay, let's show the YouTube user. Okay, so my warm white, I just mix there. Okay, nothing fancy because value is important, no? Okay, so I squint. I can see which are the light now. That part it should be lighter, and then I just drag. I just drag, and this is a sticky white, no? This is not battery. Some artists they like their paint battery, but mine I like it more sticky, especially during the underpainting. Okay, so it's like it's like dry brushing. You see, I don't do like that, no. And I'm using a hug bristle. Okay, so I think I've seen Ralph doing same process in your landscape. No, how you like how you like scrub your no your paint on the paper. That's really good. No, Ralph, thumbs up. So that's what I'm doing right now. Like it's dry brushing. Okay, I can use my hand. It's not toxic. I'm not using lead white. Oh, add some light. Lighter on that side. See? See how thin? Oh yeah, yeah. You're welcome. Sometimes I watch your live quietly. I don't log in na. Nanonood lang ako doon. Yung pati mga kwentuhan nyo nakakatawa. So, yeah. But ano, no? You're good, Rap, no? Very good. So that's what my style is actually, no? But some people they just like do thick paint, no. But maybe because of my background, I came from a dry media. It's almost like working on a pastel powder. Okay, so I'm just working on my light. That's it. I'm just putting it there. That's not the white. If I'm going to put my hold on, I have my white. Okay, I have my white here. Just for you to see the difference. And this is a Michael Harding white. Para makita nyo, see the difference of the actual white. Okay, Michael Harding. Actually, Michael Harding called this warm white. But this is almost like a value 10, okay? See? That's the actual white, and this is my warm white. It went down to around value 9. This is value 10. Okay? That's why value for me is very important when I paint. Okay? So, yeah. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to like add whatever value I can find right now. So I'm not worried because I'm not adding a value 1, a value 10. So but this one should be like highlight that part. Okay, highlight there also. And dito, okay. And then I just spread it like a dry brushing from here because there's a light passing through here. Eh. I work on the ears later on. So yan, it's like dry brushing, no? It's like dry brushing again. Okay? I will log off in 15 minutes, guys, no? Kasi it's going to be midnight here. It's 11:45. Hopefully this live streaming uh, help you learn something today, hopefully, no? And I just want to share what I've learned also through the years. Thanks for the like anyways. Okay. So that's like this highlight on that side. Hopefully you see the difference now. Yeah, when you start adding the light, it started building up talaga, So I'm sorry if I speak some Tagalog, no, for some of my listeners, viewers. Okay, and then sometimes I use this what's this stabbing technique, and Bouguereau also use this stabbing, and not only Bouguereau. There's a lot of classical realist painter. Hope you can see the difference now. Okay, question. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, just go back to Portland. Anyway, I like Ralph, I like your yung mga landscape mo, even yung mga I think you did some cubism ba 'yon? At least you're very wide, no? Very wide yung your technique, and then yung market mo. You cover a wide range of market. But for me, no, kasi hindi ko kaya. Yeah, I just concentrated in portraiture and figure painting, and yeah. And my work kasi mostly graphic design din, so hindi na ako parang no. Yeah. Tsaka I'm not really good on landscape. Maybe I try. I did one horse painting. See, I mean, I hope you see now, no? I am uh, slightly widening the value, no? I'm adding like some like lighter here, oh. That's why I like hog bristle, no? I really liked it. Oh, that's good. Plain air is really good. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have I have a horse painting. Let me show you. Ayun, no. Di pa nga natatapos. I haven't finished that. And most of my commission work kasi even before are portraiture eh. Even when I was in Manila. Okay, so I'm adding some of the highlight right now. Not the ano not the value 10, okay? I tried to compress everything here. That would be my lightest light, value 9. And this is my warm white pala is value 8, okay? So I'm not adding white right now. If you can see my background, the tone of my paper is value 7. Okay, value 7. Yeah. For Caucasian or any sensitive skin tone o yung maputi, light colored skin tone, European, Caucasian or Chinese, I always tone that in value 7. Pag Filipino, like my color, no? If you can Check the value of my skin tone, no? Oh, value 4 or value 5. So, I always, for darker skin tone, I always check at value 5. Pag babae, maputi, so value 7. Okay? That's another, no? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I have a question here, si Jack, in YouTube. Same din po ba process of architectural painting na soft edges and underpainting? Yes. Yeah. Jack, I also studied architectural drafting and design 2 years. I supposed to continue architecture, but it's poor lang kami. We couldn't afford, and I started working. Yeah, that's why in architecture, di ba, you have hidden line, you have object line, and those things. I used to do a watercolor perspective of houses, one of my part time. Yeah, you start with soft in painting, especially in classical realism. That's what I learn, and that's what I'm doing. If 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 you will check my edges, the edges of my work right now, there's no sharp edges. Everything is soft. Everything is blur. Everything is blur. I normally add the sharp accent during the last layers na no? During the last layer. So from this one, everything will be soft. The next layer, everything will be soft. That will be the second layer of overpainting. Now on the third layer of overpainting, then I started adding the nuances. I add what should be accented. Even the picture will, I see some edges to be accented. I will try to avoid that. No, I choose which one is really accented, which one are more really blurred. Because I also know photography, no, they call that depth of field. No, if you use a high focal point like 1.4 or 1.2, you have a very wide opening, and then you have that blur effect on your background, even on the face. So only the eyes will be sharper, or the nose. No, I try to do that in my painting. So even some of my master copy, the painting of Bouguereau and Rembrandt maybe that I did, if I want to make that edge blur, I will try to make it blur. I will try to add shadow because it's my own interpretation, no? So that's what I do every time I do my portrait. And I explain that to my client, no? Just to avoid miscommunication with the client. So I will tell them this is what I'm going to do. If you okay with this, I need 50% deposit, non-refundable deposit. Okay. Yeah. I hope it answered your question. So anyway, let's continue, no? So so right now I'm just adding some of the light color, like section there. Oh, okay. And then as usual, light, middle, shadow, and dark. So that's I'm now going inside here. So I'll be using this one, but I can I, I can I can blend them together. So it's easy now to blend, no? Okay. So that's how I arrange my palette. Very simple palette. No, don't do. If you're really good in mixing, you understand color theory, then you can put like 14 colors on your palette. No, but if you're working in portrait and you're just a beginner, then stick to like a zone palette. You have yellow ochre, you have because vermilion is one zone is actually using. You can replace that into cad red, cadmium red, or a naphthol red. I don't use cadmium. You can use naphthol or any red. You can use Venetian red. So you have yellow ochre, you have red ochre, then you have black and white. That's it. If you do that in your painting, okay? Yeah. So sometimes it's like nakakainip in English. How do you say that? It's like boring, no? And anyway, they call this stage part of the ugly stage pa eh. Okay? But as you can see, I'm building up slowly na. Building up slowly. No? And right now I'm using only one brush. Okay? For this section, one brush. For this section, I'll be using another brush. And that section, I'm using another brush. So I only have one, two, I have three brushes that I'm using. Okay? Three brushes. One brush for this section, not to contaminate it going to the shadow. I have another brush for shadow, these two. And then for darker, another brush, another set of brush. Okay? So that's it. Anyway, thank you for those who are joining me in YouTube. No, thank you so much for your support. Yeah, I'll be logging off in 5 minutes. Again, thank you so much. I will continue some of this tomorrow morning, and then I will go live again tomorrow. Okay? Okay? So that's my process, no? I really don't put the details all at once. All at once. Just building up slowly. No? How does it look like? Yeah. And then, yeah, at least it doesn't contaminate. If I can go lighter, I just add this one, no? I can I can lighten this area. Okay? See? I can lighten that area. And if it's too dark, it's okay. Again, I'm using mostly hog bristle, no? You experiment because some artists they immediately use soft brushes underneath. So you experiment because even on my charcoal and pastel, mostly for the overall process I'm doing for charcoal and pastel, mostly are hog bristle. Okay, okay, lighten that because there's also a light here. Actually, this part should be lighter. Can you see that? Yeah. So very simple process, no? I don't complicate things because first of all, I'm not a colorist. I'm more on a value painter. That's why I wanted to arrange everything in proper value from light, middle, shadow, and black, dark. All right, 12 midnight. I don't want to take much of your time also. Okay, magpapaalam muna kayo. I need to say goodbye. Okay. Again, thank you for joining me, especially for you who joined me in YouTube. Thank you so much. Hope you learned something today. I'll do another live tomorrow because weekend I'll be very busy. Okay. Thank you, Katarina. Hopefully you learned something. You know, those who stayed. No, but to wrap it up, no, uh, I I work indirectly. They call that indirect painting. I work on layers. Okay, that's very important if you want to do classical realism. And then always follow the golden rules that as you go lighter, it's become more thicker during the layers, especially. Even right now, I put a lot of white there, which is opaque, and mostly on the skin tone become more transparent. So from light become opaque. As you go down to the shadow, it become more transparent. Okay, and that help on the luminosity of your painting. That's why working on layers very important. After this one, for example, I already finished my overpainting. I'll wait it to dry. I need to do more things on the overpainting. I think I'll finish tomorrow, no? Tomorrow night. I waited for the dry for a day or two and then work again on another overpainting. Hopefully, that second overpainting I can like nail in the correct ano na, correct values na, and then finish it, and then the third overpainting stage where I'm going to add the proper comma na add more redder, glaze some more redder. Uh, there's a golden rule also in portrait painting, in classical realism, no? The top parts will be a little bit more yellower, no, not really yellow, and this one is more redder, okay, and this one more grayer, more gray, okay. That's golden rule that sometimes, most of the times I follow, even though I didn't see it on the picture. Again, I don't copy picture, no, I interpret. So normally during the last glaze, the last layer, I add a little bit warmer here, a little bit more yellow. I glaze more yellow. That's where I'm going to glaze redder, especially the ears, earlobes, dito, no? Okay, the lips. And then as you go down, that's where I'm going to add some gray. And the gray will react on the orange undertone. It becomes like almost like green, but it's actually gray. And then the shadow should be warmer, more redder, more orange red. Okay, those are the last on the last part. Okay, so anyway, thank you so much. I need to go 12 midnight here in California. Yeah, thank you. Cleo Tisay. Uy, sino to Cleo Tisay? Thank you so much. Thank you for staying. Okay, I'll do another demo tomorrow. No, because I wanted to finish this one. Okay, bye bye. Bye bye. God bless everybody. Thanks for staying back. Bye, Ralph. Continue, Ralph. No, I think your not think your painting style really good. No, really really good. I wanted to see your portrait. Excited to see your portrait. Okay, okay. How to end? There you go. Okay, bye bye. Bye bye, everybody. Ay, Jack. Yes, hopefully nakatulong ako. Okay, hopefully uh, nakatulong ako ngayon. Okay, so if you have some more question, just message me directly. Okay? And then, yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, yan. Para makita naman yung mukha ko sa YouTube. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a good day. God bless.